Which team should you pick in your NFL Survivor pool in Week 12? This video has the answer. I'm Professor MJ and I teach statistics at a Canadian university. Welcome to my YouTube channel, where I'm striving to help you make money in the sports betting world. This is a pivotal week in Survivor pools. Why? If you take a look at the schedule, all remaining weeks have matchups where a team is projected to be favored by more than 10 points. But this week, the largest point spread is 8.5. So many participants are likely to get eliminated this week. Before we get down to business, I just wanted to raise your attention to something that's highly unusual. So far in the 2020 season, I've had just 3 picks rated 5 stars in my NFL picks against the spread, but I have 2 this week alone. If interested, keep watching until the end. For now, let's get started with the optimal strategy in NFL Survivor pools in Week 12. The top pick in Survivor pools, in my opinion, this week is the Green Bay Packers facing the Chicago Bears. The largest favorite this week is the team from the frozen tundra. Combined with the fact that the Packers have a relatively low future value, they are the top Survivor pick in Week 12. Green Bay is an 8.5 point favorite this week, whereas the line for next week against Philly is 7. Then, the Pack are not likely to be favored by more than a touchdown when playing at Detroit, at Chicago, or at home against the Titans. The only time where you might hope you have Green Bay still available is Week 15, when hosting the Panthers. However, if you have not picked the Rams, the Ravens, or the Steelers this year, they are projected to be better alternative since they are facing the Jets, the Jags, and the lowly Bengals. For these reasons, if you have not taken the Packers so far this year, I recommend going with Matt LaFleur's squad in Week 12. My second favorite pick in Survivor pools this week goes to the Cleveland Browns at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's say you have already picked the Packers this year. What should you do? I believe the right choice lies between the Browns and the Dolphins. I ended up ranking the Browns number 2 because of their lower value in the future. They will either be underdogs or small favorites in all of their remaining games, except in Week 16 at the Jets. If you take the Dolphins this week instead, you won't have the option to grab them next week as 10-point favorites over the Bengals. I also prefer the Browns because they are facing a QB that has not played a single down in 2020, Mike Glennon. Survivor pick number 3 goes to the Miami Dolphins. Wait, that's not a dolphin. Ah, there you go. They are playing at the Jets. Now, after getting upset by the Broncos, Brian Flores' team gets a chance for redemption against the Jets. They have a good chance to win. But as mentioned earlier, Miami could be useful to you next week. It really depends on which teams you have picked thus far in your Survivor pool. Will you really need the Dolphins next week? You have the answer. If the Chiefs are still available to you, they will be the largest favorite, about 13-point favorites at home versus Denver. You could also go with Pittsburgh next week against Washington, but the large majority of Survivor pool contestants have already taken them due to prior favorable matchups. So, if you cannot pick the Packers nor the Browns this week, I would go with Miami. Or you could consider my next pick, which is Survivor pick number 4, New York Giants at the Cincinnati Bengals. Based on their schedule, the G-Man could be established as the favorite for the last time in 2020. The only potential exception is Week 17 hosting the Cowboys, but that would be a risky play. In other words, New York has no use in the future, so taking them right now would not be a bad choice. The knock on them is the risk taken this week. I don't feel comfortable taking a team favored by less than 7 points in a survivor pool. In this case, the Giants are 6-point favorites. In summary, I think grabbing the Giants is a possible option, but it's a bit risky. Alright, it's time for survivor pick number 5, the New Orleans Saints at the Denver Broncos. The Saints come into this game as 6-point favorites. That's not a big spread. And playing in Denver's thin air makes it more difficult for opposing teams. I expect a low-scoring affair where New Orleans will come on top. But I would not be completely shocked if the Broncos pulled off the upset either. Taysom Hill will start under center for the second straight week. He did a good job last week against the Falcons, whose defense was significantly weaker than Denver's. Also, the Broncos showed up well and managed to beat the Dolphins last week, so beware. What is New Orleans' future value? There appears to be just one game where you might want to pick them in your survivor pool. Week 16 at home against Minnesota. Will it be a cakewalk? I don't think so. So overall, I feel like taking the Saints this week is a tad risky. But at least you won't need New Orleans later in the year. So going with them would not be a bad decision. But obviously, I prefer the first 4 picks mentioned earlier. Survivor pick number 6 goes to the LA Rams facing the San Francisco 49ers. I just wanted to say a quick word about the Rams. If they are still available to you, don't take them this week. They are going to host the Jets in week 15, so you are better off saving them for that week. And don't take a chance this week against a division rival who is coming off its bye week. I know Nick Mullins has not looked good recently, but the Niners are also getting many players back. So actually, I believe a better option here would be the Buffalo Bills against the Chargers. As promised earlier, let me get back to you about the 5-star picks. I have been rating my NFL picks against the spread on a 1 to 5 scale for 3 years, and only 10 have received the highest 5-star rating during this time span. Those predictions have gone 7-3, including 2-1 this season. Amazingly enough, we have a couple of them this Sunday. You can gain access to those predictions right now, but I'll be fully transparent with you. After giving away all of my NFL picks this year, these 2 gems are available at a $100 fee. I'm so confident in those bets that I'm willing to make you this great offer. If both picks lose, you get your money back. If one pick wins and the other loses, you're going to get my next 5-star pick for free, which should occur sometime later this season. And if both picks win, everyone is happy and richer. Alright, I don't recommend that you wait any longer before getting those 2 awesome picks, because the lines are likely to move against you. I already placed my bets because I suspect the lines will only get worse as money pours in during the week. Simply follow the link below this video for those 2 big whale plays. You don't want to miss out on this unique opportunity to have 2 5-star picks during the same week. Cheers, buddy!